All right, well, I'm back. It's been a while. Uh, I'm going to work on a technique that I think I understood. Hopefully, I did. Dry brushing for cloaks. I have a AK interactive shade of red that it's lighter than the one that I used before from Vallejo. Hopefully, that will start the process. And I also have a orange color from AK Interactive. I will be using my dry brush number 3. Hopefully everything pans out as I hope it will. If not, then I will either way upload the video of me screwing around. Uh, well, it's been a couple of days since I last uploaded a video or recorded anything. I've been painting all of the, other miniatures. Um, This guy is almost finished. Still has a lot way to a lot more to go, but the head is done. The Aquila is almost done, and the rest of the armor it's done. I just need to do the highlights or finish them. I think they're going well, and the sword I'm going to try to use a frost effect. That will come later. For now, let's work with the AK interactive paints. Hopefully, this will highlight the areas where the cape is ideally receiving light, and it will. Hopefully, I will not screw this up. I will have to work on the captain uh, part of the cloak too. I'm not using a wet palette for this. Ideally, what I understand is that it is not paints that need to be uh, moist, but it's the brush that needs to be very moist. So I'm adding water to this sponge to keep the dry brush moist for the. I think I need a little more water on here. Ideally, the sponge needs to feel um, moist, so the brush can take the moisture out of it. I think this is a big sponge, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. Hopefully that fixes up everything that I need. Okay, now picking up the paint, I'm going to use the one of the sides instead of the tip, and that way let us. There you go. This is the point I think that I needed. Yeah. All right. I don't know how many coats of this I'm going to have to use. I'm going to try to pace them out evenly. There's no specific way as far as I understand from the video that I saw. I'll try to have a link on the description. But yeah, there was no specific way of doing the brushes, just the strokes. And I am using a glove just to try to avoid leaving my fingertips, my finger smudges on the paint. I'm not going only up and down. I'm doing some movement with it. And on the top part, yeah, I'm going to go up and down on here because there are a lot of details that I want the color to absorb. There is there are other the custodes that I have that I'm going to start painting later. Um, they do have a lot of capes. What I think I'm going to do with those, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the normal custodes capes that are red. I think I'm going to go for blue, but yeah, I haven't decided yet. I'm not using a wet palette because, as far as I understand, it's the brush that needs to be moist and not the paint to be completely um, hydrated. I'm kind of liking where this is going. I think I understand a little bit more. This is the third time that I'm coding this, and I can see now that it's accumulating the color on the more prominent parts of the cape and leaving the other part as a big shade. I like it. It gives what I think it gives it a little bit more volume. There's a little bit over here. This is supposed to be on the front. The back I painted it white. I did the same technique over here, but ultimately decided to use a simple pen brush and complete the white color over here. Um, that part is not going to be prominently on the eyes of the people that see the miniature. It is the back side, this side. So I'm going to dedicate more on this side than on the front. At the front, I think I'm not going to move it anymore. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And well then, I think I'm going to continue a little bit more with this red. I like that it's making a difference in shades on the cape. Probably if I do painted blue on the cloaks or the capes on the custodes, I'm going to use the same technique. I think the only difference will be the using of the different colors. So I'll try to research anyway before I do that. I really want to take the Custodes army very seriously, still, quote unquote, um, more, at least a little bit more than what I'm doing over here with this Space Marines. Regarding those, I have completed most of them. There are still some details that I want to add and go around with them. But I'm feeling satisfied. I did a blue dry brush on them and they looked nice. They looked in the same way that I expected it, the effect to be seen on them. that essentially it is a black armor, but it shines, or when it reflects light, as bluish. So yeah, that's what I wanted to achieve, and I think I have somewhat completed that. I think there are better ways to do it. However, at this point, I'm not going to complain. It just provides kind of the effect that I wanted to for it to have. I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more of red paint because it's dried out. I'm not using a wet palette on this one because, as far as I understand, it's, as I said, it's the brush that needs to be moist and not the paint. So let's add a little bit more before I start mixing the orange with the red for a little bit more of highlights on the cape. I think dry brush is a very interesting technique to learn and to use on miniature painting. I've seen some people calling it an amateur or a beginner's technique. I'm not entirely convinced of that, but maybe I'm just hopeful. Um, this seems to be a uh, very easy to start, but complex to master. Uh, I think there's. I'm not sure if that YouTuber is uh, still. Probably he's still working with dry brush. I'll try to leave a link on the description. Uh, but yeah, that guy seems to be just like a freaking master of using dry brush for miniatures. I think I'm going to do one last coat before mixing it with orange. Yeah, now you see the red is the clearer red is getting a little more volume, and it's allowing the shade of the previous more darker red to just gather around on the recesses of the cape. That's exactly what I was looking for. I like it. I like this effect. I like this technique. I will have to paint this. There's a ornament over here. I will have to paint that ideally on. You know what? Speaking of custodes, turns out that this brass has been the best gold that I have found. But yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to use that one exactly to paint my custodes army. I'm thinking about trying to fake out the gold, so to speak. There are several different techniques for that. Just um, like having dry brush of silver on the parts of the armor that you want to make golden, and then you mixed up some orange with another color, purple or I don't know what. And when you place it on top of the silver, it reacts and makes it look like like gold. Right. I actually like this effect. I like how it's going. I think I just want a little bit more of a clear color, a little bit. So I'm going to mix it with the orange a little bit. It's important if you have dry brush and brushes to clean them up after you finish. Right, I think there we go. Not gonna use too much of this. I just want it to be at least on the top side. I want it to be all on all of the cape, just a little bit on some parts to give the impression that the light is hitting it on the top side and going down. Most of this is going to be behind a backpack anyways, just like this. But there are parts of the cape that are going to be visible, and I want the effect to be convincing. Plus, it's a good way to practice this technique, which I found very, very, very interesting, and I think I understand the process. I would recommend to try this if you are going to start your journey, miniature painting journey. Do not uh, do not disregard the dry brush techniques. Right, I think I'll go one more of this mix. Let's see how it reacts. I think it's going to react in marking a little bit more of a clear color on the top. Set this the expectation. There you go. I see it. Right. I like that it's this. I can see a little bit of movement on this. Some parts are more illuminated than the others, and I like that. For now, then, going to just do one more before I have to clean this. I think I can show a little bit of this brass and how kind of shines golden. I'll use just one drop. I'm going to paint the details or the that are on the cape. I'm going to use a zero brush from my set. There, these are brand new. Just a little bit of water. Just a little bit of color over here. Enough for me to have control of it because I don't want to ruin the whole cape. It's important to remember that mistakes will happen, always, and that you can correct them. Do not get frustrated, do not get mad. Everybody makes them. That's a life lesson too. This weekend I'm going to go see Dune Part 2. Really looking forward to that. Not a big fan of the previous movies, but I just find them entertaining and I don't see anything else that's worth my money on the cinema. So yeah, my wife and I are going to see the movie this Sunday. There's another one in here. Let's grab a little bit more to clean up the excess. This is supposed to be a brush specifically for details, and it's feeling very, very, very accurate. Other than that, I've been playing Final Fantasy on the PS5. It just came out. Seems to me that it's going to bridge uh, disc 1 and disc 2. I'm pretty sure this game Rebirth is going to end where disc 2 ends, and they're going to leave a final part for a couple of years more down the line. I'm pretty sure of that. Anyways, the game's pretty good. I've been enjoying it so far. It's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted a remake of the original game. Alas, this is what we got, and I'm honestly not complaining. It is, as I said, it is not exactly what I wanted, but it is good anyways. Made a mistake here. Screw it up. There's one dot that escaped me over there. I'll have to correct that with another red. Uh, this one somehow, I think I managed to get it correctly. Anyways, now this is going to be glued on the back of this guy. Still there, and there's still this part of the cloak that I need to go through. Just freaking forgot about it. I think I'll try it now while the brush is still moist. But I think that's the end of the video. By the next video, probably I will have this captain in Raven's armor completed. I'll try to record a video of how I'm going to use an effect of to get the frost weapon done. But for now, I have to say goodbye. If you're watching this and you're not me, welcome. Hope you enjoy it. And see you next time for the just remember life is worth living, man. Just remember that. And if you're my son watching this and I'm not with you for some fucked up reason, just remember I will always love you, my boy. Anyways, it's been a while. It's been a pleasure. Take care.